Acadiana, your local news leader. This is Passe Partout.
Good morning to you. I'm Renee Allen, and I thank you for joining us. The heartbroken friends and family of a teenager killed in the first of 3 shootings in New Iberia this week honored him last night. While his family remembers him, 2 other families are hoping their loved one survived. Here's a map of the 3 shootings. The first one happened Sunday. The 19-year-old Ashton was shot and killed on General Patton Street. Now, the suspect, Caden Sheridan, is facing charges for murder. Late Thursday afternoon, a shooting on West Washington Street sent a man to the hospital with serious injuries. And then around 10:30 Friday morning, a 3rd shooting happened inside a mobile home on Mississippi Street in New Iberia. Now, police say a woman was shot multiple times. Sergeant Daisha Hughes with the New Iberia Police Department says police responded immediately to help save the victim. She says law enforcement will be patrolling the area more often following yesterday's shooting, ensuring the area is safe.
Once we received information that there was a shooting, officers responded immediately and began rendering aid. Of course, we're going to increase patrol since this incident took place. We hadn't received many serious crimes in this area in a while, but yeah, we're going to increase patrols.
New Iberia police have a person of interest in the Mississippi shooting, but encourage anyone with information to please contact them. Then an escaped inmate is back behind bars this morning. The St. Landry Parish Sheriff's Office is reporting that on January 26, Raymond Howard escaped custody from the St. Landry Parish Courthouse. Now, this morning around 12:06, the Baker Police Department informed the Sheriff's Office that they had Howard in their custody. Now, Howard will be transported back to St. Landry Parish. All persons are presumed innocent until proven guilty. Then Iberia police investigating a shooting that occurred around 11 last night. The scene covered the bypass Highway 14 area just past the post office. No word about an arrest in this one or if anyone was shot. We'll have more information, of course, as it becomes available. Meanwhile, friends and family of the victim in the first shooting, 19-year-old Ashton Money, met honoring him with things he loved the most. News 10 Britt LaFaso shows us that special memorial.
One thing about Ashton, he loved cars. That's why his friends and family are having this car meetup tonight in his honor. And at the center of it all, his very own car, his most prized possession.
That sound reminds me so much of him.
Wearing Ashton's ring around her neck, Ashton's girlfriend remembers him.
He would come in for everybody. He was always the first to help if anyone needed it. And like I said before, this man loved cars. That's why we're doing this today.
The last couple days have been rough. It's still rough. Seeing that car pull up, I about teared up to that. Just seeing and hearing that car, it's that exhaust, you can't mistake it. You can't mistake it at all.
While Ashton cannot be here, his friends made sure his beloved car looked as good as ever.
Ashton, we wish you were here. We got your car all clean for you and everything.
I miss you. We all will.
Ashton's friends say they wish he could be here to see just how many people loved him.
He's definitely here in spirit tonight. I know God definitely allowed him to come here one last time. And I'll definitely be praying for him and his family.
And while you may not have known him,
he was still someone's son. He was our friend. He was someone's grandson, brother, and cousin. It don't matter what he was. He was innocent. That boy did nothing ever wrong. He was such a good kid.
Just find yourself in Ashton, you know what I mean? Like, he's a very special kid. And this should not have happened, but in turn, we're all closer because of it. So there's always a silver lining.
Ashton's friends say what they want now is justice for Ashton. Reporting, Britt LaFaso, KLFY News 10.
Then Kaplan police officers working on 3 arrest warrants after children were allegedly abused in a daycare. Now, the owner of that daycare says staff members were seen aggressively grabbing children. News 10's Rodrika Taylor spoke with the parents and the daycare owner in hopes of coming up with a solution. It's a story you'll see only on 10.
Many parents send their children to Mama's Helping Hand too because of the owner's reputation in the community. However, many were shocked and outraged when they discovered some staff members allegedly abused their children.
I was very hurt because, you know, as a parent, it's really hard to put your trust into people.
Caitlin Corner, a parent who brings her daughter to the daycare, says she saw a video of the staff members allegedly aggressively grabbing her child's arm.
One of the staff were doing circle time with the kids, and my child stepped out of the circle time and she went up to my child and grabbed her by her arm, and she carried her by her arm back to the circle.
Corner says there have been other alleged incidents where she says her child came home with bruises.
My daughter was playing with a piece of paper on the ground, and they yanked it from her, and they flicked her in her lip, and then the other staff went behind her and did the same thing.
All of this that's going on is breaking my heart because we're not getting any help.
Bernadette Broussard, the owner, says she was unaware of the staff members' actions, but decided to look at the camera footage after a couple of staff members walked out without an explanation.
I put in cameras in all of my centers because I told them the cameras are to protect the babies, them, and the property.
Nakia Senegal, who has an 8-month-old at the daycare, says learning about the allegations has been difficult for her.
As a parent, you just really don't know what to believe because you don't know. A baby can't speak. So you just don't know. Everything is just up in the air.
Sometimes the job can get overwhelming. I mean, we work with kids, you know, but there's ways of handling that stress.
Broussard says the staff members are no longer working at the daycare, and she is working to replace their positions. In Kaplan, Roderica Taylor, KLFY News 10.
In state news for you is Governor John Bel Edwards' plan for how to spend the state's money in his last executive budget, the best plan. Agencies are weighing in on how they think that money should be spent. News 10's Shannon Hecht is breaking it down for us.
Governor John Bel Edwards is proposing teacher pay raises, supplemental pay for first responders, and increases for spending on Medicaid. But with economists projecting an economic slowdown and the roll-off of some tax revenue, the Public Affairs Research Council says that the legislature needs to be wary.
It is because of what we did with the temporary sales tax, and also we did a motor vehicle sales tax that's lesser. So we have somewhere between a $450 to $750 million cliff, depending on how you count it.
Some legislators have already raised concern about the impending tax revenue shift that the new administration will only have 1 year to prepare for.
So we do have some time to deal with it, and the sooner we deal with it, like I say, even just setting aside $50 million, and you still can spend it, just don't put it in the recurring operating budget. You can put it in capital outlay or pay down debts.
This will also be the first year without COVID-19 federal aid money. So schools, Medicaid, and other programs will face significantly reduced funds that they have enjoyed the last 2 years.
Are we going to end up okay? Is this going to create a hole in the budget? That's the type of things we're keeping an eye on. I'm not saying anything is wrong, but it's something that everyone needs to pay attention to.
Groups like the Louisiana Association of Business and Industry are stressing the use of one-time dollars on one-time payments, so the budget doesn't grow too much this year. The Louisiana Budget Project says that the state can only invest the revenue it is willing to raise through taxes and fees. For your local election headquarters, I'm Shannon Hecht.
In St. Landry Parish, the Department of Transportation and Development held a ribbon-cutting ceremony. Now, the ceremony was for the third phase of the I-10 widening project. That event was held to celebrate the completion of the over $87 million project to widen the I-10 from 4 to 6 lanes between Highway 328 and 347. Trevor Sonye over in the Weather Center, and we got a warm one today.
Yeah, warm and humid for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like we've been in the same weather pattern for quite a while now, and it looks to continue through the weekend and through next week. Let's take a look at Sky 10 this morning. Looking down Ambassador, you can see the warm and humid conditions.
Yeah, you
can see the fog as well. Let's see if we can pull this up here. Can we pull it up?
Yeah, let's see if we can get that up for you.
Let's see if we can get it. There it is. Sky 10 being a little stubborn here this morning, but you can definitely see the mist on top of the trees there, the visibility starting to drop in Lafayette, 72 in Lafayette, 70 in New Iberia, 68 degrees in Lake Charles. Visibility at 4 miles in Lafayette, so not that bad. We'll call it patchy fog, half mile in Lake Charles, half mile also in New Iberia. So we could see some of that dense fog through the morning, especially Saturday south of a front that's positioned to our north, and that's why a dense fog advisory is in effect mainly for the I-10 parishes and down south to the coast. Now, satellite radar shows clouds moving with this southwesterly flow aloft. We've been seeing this flow here through the past week as we've had a very stubborn upper level pattern as well. We have this disturbance that's been dumping rain and snow, copious amounts of rain and snow across much of California, snow at higher elevations, rain at lower elevations there. They're getting some much needed rainfall, maybe too much at one time though, and this atmospheric river continues to flow right into the southwestern portions of the country. But that's leading to a ridge and very warm temperatures across much of our area, and a lot of the major storm systems are bypassing us to the north. Temperatures rising through the 70s and getting into the lower 80s this afternoon. A mix of clouds and sun. We could see a few peaks of sunshine, but a lot of clouds as well. A similar picture for tomorrow. A few isolated showers in the forecast today and tomorrow, but we're talking about 10%. Pretty much what we've been seeing each and every day. You may get some sprinkles here and there, but nothing heavy. Temperatures in the 60s this morning, but rising into the lower 80s for this afternoon. We stay in the 60s for tonight, and then for tomorrow, potentially a little cooler, if you want to call it that, getting into the upper 70s for highs, mainly due to the cloud cover. I believe that the model is showing an increase in that for tomorrow. South winds at around 10 to 15 miles per hour today. We'll keep the winds at that same clip for tomorrow. These south winds have been also pretty persistent here through the past 3 to 5 days. So here's that upper level pattern I was talking about. This low pressure that's been producing rain and snow for California. It'll finally be on the move. It'll move across the Rockies tomorrow, but notice it misses us to the north. Could see a slightly higher rain chance on Monday. Front may try to move through, but with all the upper level energy moving off to the north, it runs out of gas that has nowhere to go. So it just stalls to our north and moves back north as a warm front, and the southwesterly flow continues right over us through Wednesday, Thursday. We finally get a stronger push of energy by Thursday and Friday of next week, which could finally give us a higher rain chance and drive a front through the area. 82 your high today, partly sunny, warm and humid. South winds 10 to 15 miles per hour. 7-day forecast shows only isolated rain chances through Monday with warm temperatures. We'll keep the warm temperatures for Tuesday and Wednesday. I don't see a pattern change until late next week. By Thursday and Friday, we could finally see a stronger front, a slightly stronger front moving through the area. Notice a high in the lower 70s for Friday.
All right. We thank you for that, Trevor. So we here at KLFY are honoring our veterans and people currently serving in the military.
This week, we are honoring retired Sergeant Major Earl Corville, who served 22 and a half years in the U.S. Army. We want to thank you for your service.
Now, if you know a veteran or someone actively serving and want us to recognize them, go on, visit our website, that's KLFY.com. Click on that banner, let us know who we need to honor. And for more information on the stories this morning and the weather, of course, with your Trevor Sonia, we'll have that all for you at KLFY.com. Now, coming up here on Passe Partout on this Saturday morning, we'll show you how a vocational program for inmates is making a big difference in lives.